They lose to the Pelicans. 113 and 109. The Pels now improved to 17 to 42. Warriors just 2 games over 500 and failed to make up ground on the Phoenix Suns for 7th place in the Western Conference. Now 3 games behind the Suns. They'll try to get back on track tomorrow against Memphis, but we have to discuss what happened tonight. Bad shooting, turnovers, and when you do that against a bad team like the Pelicans and give them life, things like this happen as they lose, and we welcome everybody to Toyota Warriors post-game live with the Hall of Famer Chris Mullin, NBA champion Festus Ezeli. I am Bonte Hill. Got off to a rocky start in the first quarter, 19 points after we saw him score 39 in the first quarter against Denver on Sunday. He only scored 39 in that first half, and then they failed to take care of the basketball. Somebody hit a shot, please.
Living and dying by the 3, Bonte, that's hard to do. I mean, the last game against the Denver Nuggets, the Warriors scored 76 points. This half, first half, 39 points. And it starts off the game with 19 points. It's turnovers, lack of ball movement, only 10 assists in the first half. The Warriors never really got in the flow. And the Pelicans team that has really been struggling, they caught their rhythm in the second half after getting some confidence. Obviously, they have DeJounte Murray. He comes back as his first game back, makes some huge plays down the stretch for the New Orleans Pelicans, gives them some life. Zion Williamson was hard to stop all night long. The Warriors only really had Guy Santos and DeAnthony Melton making shots. Everybody else struggled from the field. Draymond a little bit, but the Warriors just really lacking that offensive firepower tonight, and it just ended up in a loss against New Orleans.
Yeah, this game was lost in the first quarter. I mean, the Warriors won the last 3 quarters. Not that that means anything after you get down, but 31-19 in the first. The second quarter was ugly. It was 20-15. And then 33-31, 37-36 in that fourth quarter. But like you said about the team that's struggling like New Orleans, you know, you don't want to give them easy points. So the 2 things that stuck out to me was fast break, 20-4. That's a -16. That's easy baskets that they're usually not going to get. You get them in the half court. They struggle to shoot the 3. Their field goal percentage is down. If you can defensive rebound, those are possessions you get out and score easy. Then the bench, which the Warriors are the number 2 bench in the league, it's 45-26. It's a huge number. So you've got to give credit to New Orleans Pelicans. If they're going to win games, it's going to be at home. They kept it close. But that first quarter, and you've been saying that, Bonte, the starts, I think moving forward, they're going to have to figure out what the best starting lineup is to get off to a good start. Then you can support that.
Yep.
You know, you can have a great bench, but you don't want your bench bailing your starters out. You want your bench coming in and elevating that lead when the starters rest. So Steve Kerr's got some, work to do again to reorganize the starting lineup and get that bench. I think the bench is fine, whoever he has coming off the bench. But this is a first quarter league. It says a lot in the NBA.
Yep.
You dictate how the game's going to be played, style of play. You get feeling good about yourself, or the flip side. You let the opponent dictate those things. And when you're on the road, it's really important.
Now, you've mentioned that for years, that it's a first quarter league. And when you're playing uphill instead of downhill, things like tonight happen where you lose to a team that you're not supposed to lose to, as the Pelicans are headed for the lottery. But the fourth quarter tape, look, this was a nip-it-tuck game in the second half. And in the fourth quarter, it was Zion Williamson and Saddiq Bey set the tone for the Pelicans. Down 1 here, and Zion Williamson.
Tough shot.
Forget how talented he is. 26 points for Zion, 11-21 from the floor, 6 rebounds, no assists. But he can get to the cup at will. He's just a strong dude, and that was a pivotal play right there. Initially on the floor, that was called a charge. James Borrego, the interim coach for the Pelicans, challenged that play. It gets overturned, and it becomes a 3-point play for the Pels, Felly.
I mean, this big guy, Zion Williamson, he is so talented, so athletic, so strong. So many of those plays where he's fading out of bounds and just hits an incredible shot.
And that was a big 3 right there by Saddiq Bey to give the Pelicans a 7-point lead. Then up 4, DeJounte Murray making his return after missing basically all season long. Tore his Achilles January 31st of 2025 against the Boston Celtics. Makes a debut. Nice, solid play there to get Zion Williamson going. And then Saddiq Bey. Isolation against Pods. Finds Zion. He goes through Moody and Draymond there. Offensive rebound. Strong finish by Saddiq Bey.
Yes.
Pels up 8. 97-89.
Zion Williamson, you know where he's coming to the rim. He makes a lot of tough shots. A lot of those are well defended. But you said about he's got the unique ability to finish through contact. Nice Brazilian boogie there by Guy Santos.
Guy Santos with a double-double tonight. 15 points, 12 rebounds. Melton got going late in that fourth quarter, tried to carry the Warriors. 13 fourth-quarter points, 13 of his 28 in the fourth quarter. But a key play right here. Tough finish by Sadiq Bey.
Crazy.
That was nasty, Fezzi.
Right hand baseline, a little scoop off the glass. Bonte, what and one?
Nice little English on it, and then up three. DeJounte Murray. Tough finish right there. This return to the lineup. Warriors down 5. Paz looking for some action. Melton with the 3 to try to cut it to 2. No good there. The Pels will hold on to win. And as we talk about the Warriors trying to stack wins, and we look at the schedule of back-to-back here, they now fall to 6 and 5 on the front of the back-to-backs. Again, we can look at the first quarter, look at the bench points, but 21 turnovers.
Yeah, Bonte. That's
against
tough.
A team that doesn't defend.
The Warriors shot 30% from the field in the first half. So you're not shooting the ball very well. So your job is to take care of the basketball. Go get a better shot in the second half. I thought the offense was a little bit better. Guys were attacking. Moses Moody had 10 points in the third quarter, really spearheading that part of it. But 21 turnovers, it's tough to get back from, especially when you're shooting 40% from the field. You only make 10 threes. 21 assists for the Warriors. When they're at their best, when the Warriors when the ball is moving, that's when the Warriors are at their best. You have guys cutting to the rim. I thought they settled for some jumpers early in the game that kind of took them out of their flow. And we talk about Draymond starting and how he has to hit those shots because the defense is so far off of him that it's really affecting and clogging the paint. Those are some of the things that I look at when I look at the offense for the Warriors, and they're playing shorthanded, even more than they are normally. You got Al Horford out the game today. Tomorrow's a back-to-back, so they're trying to manage the minutes with DeAnthony Melton and Al Horford. And so the Warriors are going to have to figure out how to get to a better start than they did tonight.
Yeah, I thought the Warriors were fortunate tonight. They had 21 turnovers. New Orleans had 17, but points off turns were tied at 18.
Yep.
So they really didn't capitalize. But I think more importantly, it takes the rhythm and flow out of the game. That's 21 possessions where you're not finding a good shot and developing some rhythm and flow, even if you miss the shot. But you have to get a shot. So those turnovers are really costly. And the other thing, too, is with guys not playing, and I say this a few times already, this new NBA, they don't run plays. Everything's spread 5, and you're kind of reading off each other. But when you're not playing consistently together, it's hard to find them. I think that's where those turnovers come from. You're not very familiar with each other. Tonight, without Al Horford, without Steph, obviously, and Porzingis, those are 3 major players for this team moving forward. So it's almost like they're buying time till those guys get back, and then you have to figure out what that rotation is. Because I'm assuming those 3 guys are going to be a big part of any push this team looks to make moving forward.
Take a look at the first half stats from Sunday and tonight. Look, they were locked and loaded against Denver. That was a season high, 76 first half points, Fezzi. They made a season high 15 threes in that first half to set the tone in that game. They were up 39-27. They were rolling offensively. Well, tonight it was a complete opposite. 39 points in the first half. You see the shooting numbers there. The efficiency was just not there. And the turnovers, 5 more turnovers in that first half tonight as opposed to what they did on Sunday against the Nuggets with just 7.
Yeah, but this is a make-or-miss league, right? If you don't